I've done so many readings at this point, and a lot of what comes through in these readings are women that struggle in relationships, okay? And one of the most common aspects that I end up seeing in the chart is Venus in the eighth house, Venus conjunct Pluto, Venus square Pluto, Venus opposite Pluto, all of that. And like a lot of these women are just checking to see if their intuition is correct and they should leave a relationship. Now, I try not to tell a person what to do. I try to explain how it could play out with, the astrology of what's going on. But I wanted to talk about Venus in aspect to Pluto because so many of these beautiful, gorgeous women, that have beauty, that there's a lot of power in their beauty, because Venus Pluto also can exemplify that. But Venus in our chart is what we find joy in, what we how we love and what types of relationships we seem to attract. And if it's with Pluto, you guys are literally dating Hades himself. If not, you guys are Hades or Persephone. But, with Pluto in astrology, Pluto needed a sense of power and control. And that's why he kidnapped Persephone and raped her and left her in the underworld with him. Like, so you guys not are like, this doesn't always manifest in literal terms of you guys being abused that intensely by someone, but there is some element of emotional abuse and control, psychological abuse and control, restriction, and power struggles in these relationships you girls are in. So if you have a Venus Pluto aspect in your chart, you guys, and it's so funny because sometimes you guys are the toxic ones, that you guys are the ones that play out the need to control in men, and you guys test these men. Put them you guys like project your fears onto them, and you create an environment for men that can be so toxic where you're watching their every move, you're like anxiously attached to them. And un- without you guys realizing, I mean, men are going to do what they're going to do, right? But you guys unconsciously push them away. So I think what Venus Pluto really needs, if you have any of these contacts, is to work on your attachment style. Work on transforming your own value, work on transforming your self worth, because there's typically that something in the relationship that you guys had or that you guys saw with your parents, right? That now in your brain you equate love with pain. Maybe you saw your mom go through so much betrayals or intense things that you feel like you need to like do that now in your own relationships. I know a lot of you guys will equate intensity with love, and I think that's where self-awareness comes in. As soon as you feel that intensity, as soon as you feel your nervous system becoming um activated, right, with this person, you need to check if this is the person that you want to be with and walk away before it gets so intense that you're fully immersed and addicted to this cycle, kind of like a drug, okay? There's also an intense like fear typically of abandonment with this aspect, and those are the things that you have to work on first before I think you guys even consider getting in any relationship. You guys have to let go of obsessive tendencies because that's what's gonna draw out the toxicness in relationships. You guys have to let old patterns die, even though it's gonna be so hard and so uncomfortable. You guys have to walk through the anxiety that any relationship's gonna bring out in you, and learn tolerance for anxiety, because it may not even that person that you guys like might be fine. It might be you that has these patterns, all right? In other cases, right, it is the other person. So Venus and Pluto obviously can be a beautiful thing to have in your chart because it means that you guys have the ability to transform love, help other people with their self-worth, help people find beauty in themselves. um, you guys can be in a relationship that's very, very committed and will go through the ends and lows, or go through many highs and lows in life, and love will become deeper, stronger, and you guys can build a lot of money and success and wealth. But the thing about the negative side of Venus Pluto contacts, if you have it in your chart, is that it will literally tear up your self worth inside.